And there we go, guys. They are off. Let's see who gets a bit of a better start here. Lancer out into the lead. I hope our leaderboard is correct as far as you see the Keenan Moore running second behind him. Koda following on behind. And at the moment, they're trying to keep up with each other as they get on through the opening sector here. We got two cars going wide. I think that was Ace was one of them, probably going wide down in the side there. I'm not 100% sure about it, but we'll see what happens as we get around here. Archer running in fifth. Gets a bit of a battle going on with Nightmare Ghost, I believe. And Archer is trying to get past from 7th position here. Not going as well as he expected, and has Nightmare Ghost in front of him as he tries to cut it on the inside. Doesn't work out too well. Out in front, Lancer leads this race. Keenan are running second, Koda running third, Naismith in 4th, K-Meister gets up in the 4th now. Let's have a look what's happening out in front. A bit of a battle for 4th place right now. Not, or they're just changing up like crazy. I'm not even sure what the heck is going on. Let's switch that back onto positions off at the moment. So let's see. Lancer leads the race at the moment. Keenan Moore second. Koda running third. We got someone off track, and that might lead to a safety car. Is it going to lead to a safety car? No, he's still going. He's still getting back on track. He lost the front wing, but he's still getting back on track. That is probably Koda, or is it? I'm not 100% sure who it is. I think it's Koda though. He's on the back of the grid trying to get back going, and looks like he is going to get back going. Let's see what's happening along in midfield in the grid here right now. Some close gaps right now. Naismith, Archer so close to each other. What's happening with these guys, and who's gaining positions here? Keenan, of course, leading. Then we got Lancer in second now. So Lancer down to second. He lost that lead. They're still fighting for the lead out in front. They're side by side through that final chicane. Well, second to final chicane going around. As they now get to the final turn, they're going to head straight into lap 2 of 16. And that is Lancer getting back the lead. So he's back up into the lead of this Chinese Grand Prix. Into the lead, he goes into lap 2. Keenan Moore follows on a close second, trying to get around this side by side with him on the outside. It might be a close call for this. He's still pushing around the outside for this move. Not able to get it done as yet. He's pushing around the inside right now. The next turn. Let's see, can he hold it true into the next turn? No, he almost some contact, I think, or some minor contact between them, but Keenan Moore is so close behind Lancer here, and he follows him on through. This is going to be some excellent racing between the two of them. K-Meister trying to catch a 1.4 second behind. He's going to take it on the inside, is he? No, he's not. Not going to take the chance on this. Doesn't want to risk it at this point in the session. Too early off in the race to be pulling moves like that, and he's going to just continue on in second. K-Meister running third. Naismith following on behind. Let's see how close the gaps are as the chase continues here. Archer running in P5. He's chased by Ace right now, being chased by Ice 1. And then we got Ice 1 and Nightmare Ghost following behind there, as you can see, followed by Kisiek just behind of that. So those two fighting off for position. This is a battle for P7 right now. A pretty close gap with them as well, as they try to keep their cars as stable as they can getting through here. And yep, still a pretty good battle between Kisiek and Nightmare Ghost for that position. West, not sure how far off behind he is. He is actually not far. He's right there behind them coming through. So he's going to try to get himself in this battle as well. As he said in chat, my start will be great. He moved from P13 to P10. He is up quite a few positions. He still can make this even a better race for himself. Let's see what he's going to do coming down to the end of this session here. But it's going so well out in front for Lancer and Keenan Moore. P1, P2. K-Meister trying to keep up with them. He's out of the DRS range, but that does come on life for advantage. He's 1 second behind Keenan Moore, trying to get himself within TRS advantage right now. West is up into P9 as he gets past Kisiek, who's now down to 10th. Lost the battle with Ghost, Nightmare Ghost on that one there, who's running P8. It's West back down to 10th again, and still fighting with Kisiek for the position. Let's go on board for a second. They're side by side going into turn 1 here. The got Kisiek, of course, a bit ahead here, and on the outside though, can West get the advantage on the inside of turn 1 and 2? Let's see what's going to be the advantage again here as West continues on through. Kisiek is now settling for the position behind. As the inside of the next turn though, not looking like he's going to be able to keep it through, but start to keep side by side with West, and they're going to keep it side by side going here. Let's have a look how this is actually going. There goes West up ahead into P9. Needs to keep that position there if he can. Bit of a tough call as well. We got Kobe coming just behind of that. Let's see how the advantage goes as West tries to hold on to this position. He's pushing as much as he can in that car. Goes a bit wide, causes himself a penalty here. Track limits exceeded. It is not going to his expectations, but he's holding the position. But a 3-second penalty could cost him quite a bit in this race, but he is gaining positions up into P9, 2.5 seconds away from Nightmare Ghost now, who's he's trying to catch up to. Can he still get a decent position, or can he get his car onto a podium position even with that penalty? it'll be quite an accomplishment in this race if it is. But he's aiming for. We'll see what the case is going to be as he gets out with this. Ice won a pretty close gap out in front with the car in front. That's with Ace as he now starts to fight that battle there. Ace down to P8 right now. Nightmare goes up into P7. He's up ahead. Ace trying to keep up with him. Nightmare goes trying to get past Ice 1 and it's going to happen maybe into the chicane. Can he outbreak him? He's going to push it on the inside. It's side by side for this. Let's see who gets. Looks like Ice 1 outbreaking him. Nightmare goes trying to still get around on the inside. It's side by side with these two. Can they get it done? His teammates against teammate here. And it looks like it's Ice One out ahead in front. Nightmare goes settling for P7. Wants to get ahead though. Can he get this position up? We'll see what's going to happen as they continue on through. Ace just behind of that battle. Archer and Naismith out in front. They got something going on. It's only a 10th between the two of them as they fight for P4 in this race. Lancer there holding the lead. Keenamore in second, having a penalty. Not the best position to be having a penalty in P2 in this race. And he has probably a 3-second penalty there. K-Meister now within a second, within DRS range of Keenamore. So it's not looking too much to his advantage out in front there. We'll see what the case. I think both of them are teammates as well, so we'll see what's going to happen in that case out in front. But following on with the battle here in the midfield still, I'm going to try to probably switch maybe to the battle out for the lead out in front if that's going to be something changing in the next few laps or not. Lap 4 of 16 as they get through on these soft tires here. Of course, we're looking at some pit stops in the upcoming few laps, so we'll see how that strategy is going to work, especially with everyone running on the soft tires as well. As you can see, gaps closing in out in front. Back on with Keenamore right now. We got Lancer trying to keep it out of the DRS advantage and of course out of the sleeping advantage. Maiden here. They're going to go side by side into the chicane. Who gets out ahead? It's Keenamore up ahead already. He has the inside. Lancer trying to get it wrong. He's trying to switch it back right now. And let's see if that's more good. Side by side out of that turn into the final turn. They go on lap 4 here. Who gets out ahead? Keenamore on the inside, I believe it is. And let's see. Lancer still trying to go side by side with him as they're now heading down the main straight. It's still side by side racing between these two. Keenameister within a second of them as he gets around. Looks like it's Keenamore on the inside. Lancer on the outside as they go through turn 1. Who's going to get out ahead of this? It's still a battle for the lead. Quite an interesting battle we got going on here. So let's see how this is working out. Lancer trying to hold on that lead and Keenamore of course fighting for it even with the penalty. He's not giving up at this point. He's up in the lead again. He's up ahead of Lancer. Lancer going to try probably to outbreak him. This could end in disaster for one of these drivers here if this continues on, because they're almost having contact so many times through the past lap here as they continue on through. Keenamore holds the lead. There goes Lancer along the inside, tries to get it wrong, has to be able to find the position to get it wrong with here. He's trying for a gap. The gap just goes away from him so quickly as Keenamore places that car so well on track. A bit of a tight spot and he tries to move, having contact with Keenamore there and loses positions now. He's already down to P3. He's going to lose down to Archer. Let's see what's happening to him. He's getting back going again, but lost the car for a second, having some contact, pushing for an inside move right where there was barely any gap for him to actually go for there, but and not even enough room for the car to go through, but he still pushed through for it, had contact, had to lose that position. K-Meister gained now the advantage here. He's on the advantage side of this. He's gained now. He's up into second place, chasing after Keenamore for the lead. Within a second of Keenamore now, it's DRS advantage that goes towards K-Meister on the upcoming lap. So can he use that advantage to possibly get his car onto a podium to a pole position win here? Keenamore, of course, having that penalty. This is going to be great news for K-Meister if he can keep this going all the way to the final lap of this race. Lap 6 of 16, and the strategy is what's going to come into play here. Who's going to be the first to dive into the pit lane? Who's going to be the first one to get their tires changed? And of course, we got to keep an eye on these penalties, see how they're going to work out. 3 drivers with penalties right now. Ace and Kisiek into the pit lane early off on. Are they going to go onto the hard tires? I believe they are. Let's bring tires up. Actually, they went on. We got Hodoy and Govi just changed onto the medium tires. Ace goes onto the medium, and I think it might be a change over to the medium. So with the strategy play as it is, it's enough lap for the mediums actually to run to the end of the race. So they're going to do the mediums instead of doing the hards, not taking a chance with that. Of course, a bit more of an aggressive side of the strategy, but they're going to put it on through. Of course, holding out in front. Cape Meister running second still. It's a 1.2 second gap, 1.1 second now, as Cape Meister tries to get himself back into the Earth's advantage. He's off track right now. He's made a mistake. Something's happened. He's off track, trying to get back going again, and he is losing positions here. Not sure what happened to him out in front, but he's lost Como's positions. He's down to P5. Cape Meister made a big mistake on track. Might have had some contact with someone, or just made a mistake and lost the car. But Lancer is back up into second place right now, back up in contention for the lead of this race. Archer now running third, Naismith in fourth. Cape Meister has lost positions down to fifth. Nightmare Ghost trying to catch up to him. Ice One running 7th, Western 8th, Marcel in 9th, Ace in 10th, Gakisiak 11, Kodoi 12, Govi 13. All 13 drivers still in this race, and we're quite excited to see that happen. Out in front, Naismith trying to fight for a position here. He's trying to get around Archer, I believe it is, for P3 onto a podium position. Can he get it done? No, he cannot. He has to hold on to P4. Archer is going to try to hold his own out in front. Doesn't want to give up that position. We got Keydamore into the pits. We got Lancer into the pits. Top 2 drivers into the pit lane right now. Let's see what the change of order is going to be. Looks like Lancer might have followed Keydamore in. Let's see what the change of order is going to be. Did he do a did he serve a penalty in there, or is he getting out in front of Lancer? Where is Lancer on track? Lancer's still in the pit lane, now getting out. And he's going to get out behind of Keydamore. Let's see what the strategy play is with these two here. Of course, we know Keydamore had that penalty. I'll bring penalties back online. Yep. Keydamore has 8 seconds of penalties to serve. That's definitely going to affect his race position. So he is looking at losing that race win. Whatever the case is going to be with the end of this race. We'll see what's going to happen. Either way, it's not looking too good for him. Smith here gonna continue in the lead now, as it is. Still hasn't taken a stop as yet. Cape Meister running second place in this race right now. He had a bit of a fumble, and he's back up into a podium place. Of course, still has to take a pit stop here. Top 2 drivers have taken their pit stops. Nightmare goes up onto third. Archer running in fourth. Ice One in fifth. West in sixth right now. Let's see what his strategy is gonna be in terms of trying to gain positions in this race. Has a penalty to deal with. Kinamura currently running in 7th, previous race leader. Lancer running in 8th, previously in 2nd, and these two are going to be, oh, there goes Lancer getting a penalty. Now it's a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits, and of course not going too well in terms of track limits here at China. We got quite a few penalties for that. That's going to affect the race positions. We'll see how it goes at the end of this. Naismith though running in the lead against Cape Meister, who is of course getting in the pit lane with him, and almost a bit of crash between the two of them. It's only a 3-10 gap as they get in now. We got a bit of overtake happen. Nightmare Ghost overtakes Cape Meister in the pit lane entry. Was that legal or not? I'm not sure. It will be looked at by the stewards. What's going to happen in that case there? Was that allowed? Was it not allowed? I'm not even sure at this point what the rules are going to be enforced in terms of that there, but that's going to be something they're definitely going to be looking at. West is now into the lead of this race. As he said, he will be gaining positions. This is where he gained. He's up into the lead of the Grand Prix right now. It's lap 8 of 16, the halfway point of the race, and he has to take a pit stop. He's the only driver out in front that hasn't taken a stop here in this race as yet, and he's going to continue on through. 17.6 second gap towards Kinamura. If he takes a stop, how much further is he going to drop? He is going to drop a few positions, but this is going to be a lap. I think he needs to take that pit stop right now and get it in and out to the pits as fast as he can. Has a penalty situation to worry about as well. It's a 3-second penalty, but he's gonna get in and out of the pit lane. Let's see where he's gonna drop, because I'm trying to look at the gaps that we have right now. Look at those gaps, and he's looking, if he's lucky, he can actually get her back in P3. I'm thinking he can get her back in P3. It's a 24.9 seconds gap towards Naismith. That should be more than enough time to get into the pit lane and get back out. Or was it a 28-second gap for China? I'm not sure what the time is to get in and out to the pit lane here at China. Especially with an F2 car. F1, I know it's probably about 22 to 25 seconds. This depends. I think it was about 22 seconds actually to get in and out to the pit lane. But the F2 car, I'm not sure what the pit stop time is with it. Or it's a bit slower on that. So it's going to be a bit dependent on what's going to happen there. Either way, let's continue on with this and see what's going to happen. Is West going to go into the pit lane right now? He better had. And he is going to go into the pit lane. But let's see how the change is going to affect him. Kinamura coming around right now. We know he's going to get by. Let's see how many drivers will get past him. Okay, so West back out on track and he's in P6 in this race session. Still has a penalty to deal with, but maybe not to be too worried about that. We got Nightmare goes out in front battling with Archer right now and side by side with him actually. Goes a bit off track here. He tries to get back on right now. Let's see how this battle is gonna go. Loses a bit of time though. Govey out of this race session, by the way. Really, I actually just noticed that. We're currently on lap 9 of 16. Everyone's taking their pit stops. We're gonna finish the race with everyone running on these medium tires as it is there right now. Of course, penalties will affect some race positions here. Quite a few. Keenemore having 8 seconds of penalties. Last we checked, Lancer having 3-second penalty. Naismith 6.6 seconds behind Lancer there. He needs to close that gap in as much as he can if he wants to be gaining a better position on the podium place here right now. Could even go for pole if he's close enough with this Archer there. Not too far off behind. Then we got Nightmare Ghost here running just behind as well. We got Archer closing him gap on Naismith. Is he going to be getting up into third place? It's looking to be. We got, of course, Naismith forcing him on the outside. He already ahead. He's still side by side a bit with him though. Getting ahead, trying to outbreak him. And they get so close around that chicane. Who gets out ahead? And his contact with the two of them is contact with Naismith and Archer leaving. I think just Archer's car in trouble here. He's now down to P5. Naismith continues on through. And that's going to definitely be something the stewards are going to be looking at the end of this race. Was that a racing incident or was that intentional contact between one of the two drivers there? Looks like Nightmare Ghost gained off that battle there. He's up into P3 right now with a penalty as well. Top 3 cars on the podium positions to be finishing this race are currently with penalties. We still got close to 7 laps to go before we close up this race. Archer now running in P5. West running in P6. We got Cave Meister running in 7th. Isiak running 8th. Ice One in 9th. Ace in 10th. Kodor 11th. Marsar in 12th. And it's a close gap down at the back there with Kodor right now. Let's have a look at him as he tries to get past Ace on the inside. Is this going to work? Is Ace going to go for it? Let's see. They're still fighting for that position. Looks like Ace trying to get ahead of it though. Almost a bit of contact between the two of them, but Kodor holds out into the lead right now. Let's go back up a bit to West here. He's chasing after Naismith right now. What's happening to Naismith's car? Looks like he's disconnected from his car there. Might allow West to gain a 3 positions easily here as he gets ahead of that ghosted car. And he puts himself up into P5 now. He's going to try to chase after Archer, of course, so P4. So West gaining quite a few positions here. We know the top 3 drivers having penalties there right now. We'll have a look at penalties once again. What are the penalties? 8 seconds to the race leader. Lancer at 3. Nightmare goes at 5. And Archer having a 4.7 second gap. He's looking at a free podium position here. How higher can he get? We'll see. And of course, we do have West there, 3 second penalty. Daymeister 3 second. Naismith having no penalties and trying to get connected back to his car. I'm assuming because he's not connected right now. Unfortunately for that. To follow on now with Kate Meister, of course, he's chasing after West. He's within the DRS range now, so let's see, can he gain anything before this race actually comes to an end? It's going pretty well for Kingdom out in front in terms of the lead, but the gap is 4.9 seconds. He will lose that lead unless he can extend the gap above 8 seconds right now. But then again, we know Lancer has a penalty. How much penalty? He has a 3-second penalty, so given the state of what the penalties are, ace out of the session, by the way, and given the way the penalties are, he just needs a 5-second gap to win this race, and he's currently at 4.7. I think he can do this. More needs to go just a bit faster, find some more pace in that car in the final few laps of this race, and he's up to 4.9. Needs to get a gap much ahead and continue on through the way it is. We're gonna leave the penalties on. Everyone currently running on. Oh no, and it is a safety car. That's gonna be bad news for Keenamora right now, as he does have that penalty. He's slowing down as much as he can here. He's gonna close the gap between him and Lancer when the safety car is over. This is not good news for our race leader right about now. Eight seconds of penalties, and he just had that 5-second gap that he needed. He still has it right now. Was it a virtual safety car or a full safety car? I'm trying to figure out what the situation was with the safety car there. Sorry guys, I really can't tell what it is. Oh, we're back right, so it was just a virtual safety car. But that's going to be good enough news because the gap is now 5.6 seconds. So he's gained off of that virtual safety car there. Keenamora back into it here with 5.4 second gap towards Lancer in second. He's going to win this race if this continues the way it is. He needs to keep that gap above 5.5 seconds just to be safe at this point. And hopefully doesn't gain any more penalties here. Nightmare Ghost looks like he's getting into second place right now. As Lancer, what's happened to him? He's falling down the order. He's down to fourth. Archer up into third now. So quite a change up in the order as we have it right now. Nightmare Ghost is now 9.5 seconds ahead. Sorry, behind Keenamora. Keenamora, of course, only needed 8 seconds of a gap to win the race. He now has 9.5, and he's gonna be quite happy about that as well. Actually, we needed a 5-second gap, and of course, Nightmare Ghost has a 5-second penalty. Archer having a 3-second penalty, 4.3 seconds behind, will keep the positions. Lancer 3-second penalty, K-Meister 3-second penalty. They will all keep their positions as is at the moment if things continue until lap 16 for this. Nate Smith, no penalty, 6.5 seconds behind K-Meister though, so he's not going to be gaining a position there. He's going to have to stick it down for P6. You see it looking like he's going to finish right there in P7, as well as Ice1 finishing in P8. Kodai for 8 seconds of penalties and a 2.3 second gap towards the car in front. So he will have to take P9 because West is too far behind to gain the position off of that. And then of course Marshall P11. Looks like everyone's basically going to finish right where they are at the moment if things continue at this. And there goes Nightmare Ghost having a bit of an issue there. Resets on track. Not sure what's that allowed. I'm not sure. A lot of leagues have that rule about resetting on track. So I'm not sure if he was allowed to do that. That's going to be looked at by the stewards if it is the case. So I'm not sure what the situation was with the resetting on track. I know usually leagues don't allow it. Either way, let's continue on with the way things are. So he's back up into P3 and running now. Ultra got up into second place. He's gaining an advantage. Your Lancer coming behind Nightmare Ghost right now. P4 for him. Let's see if he can finish in P4 though. As you said, the penalties, of course, can change things a bit just depending on what the order is as they're going to be finishing this year. And there goes Nightmare Ghost trying to get up another position, back up into second place if he can. Cuts the corner, gets another penalty, and gets rear end. Is he? No, he didn't get rear end. Yes, looked like for a second he got rear end by someone. But Nightmare Ghost gets another penalty. It's now 8 seconds of penalties for him as he's still running P3 though, trying to get up into second place. Not sure how much of an advantage it's going to be even if he gets up into second place right now. We'll probably be losing that position back either way. And he is still going to fight for it. Having some contact with Archer right now. Archer not going to be too happy about that. Lancer follows on behind here. So it's a 3-way battle, of course, for second place in the race. Let's see how it's going to go. Keenamora out in front, leading the Grand Prix. And quite happy about it. 8 seconds of penalties, 14 seconds of a gap. No one like him at the moment running out front and leading this race. Got contact between Nightmare Ghost and I think that was Lancer there. No, that was Archer, I believe it was. I think that was Archer he had contact with. Either way, Nightmare Ghost involved in that there. He's gained off that though. He's up. Oh, there's another 3-second penalty for Kinemura now, who now gets 11 seconds total penalties. Nightmare Ghost having some problems with that car as he's now off track. Hits the board to the side. He's trying to get back going. It's down to P5 for him. He's dropping positions now. Naismith 6 seconds within, so we'll gain an advantage here and be able to go up to P5. With the way things are running, Kinemura still leads out in front, and he's still going to win this race, but he needs to avoid getting penalties. It's 11 seconds of penalty, a 16-second gap, and Lancer could try to bring this down to still steal that race away from him, but then of course he has a 3-second penalty as well. So that's going to mean he needs to break it down to a 9-second gap in order to win the race, which is a good news for Kinemura. So he's still going to be able to win the race there if things continue the way it is, but could change drastically as we see Nightmare goes down to P5. Bit of a fussle there on track. Ultra here running third. He's within a second of Lancer right now to fight for second place. Let's see how that's going to go. Ice 1 changing position with Kisiek as these two get around. Someone went wide. Kisiek tries to get back going here. Ice 1 went wide and he's trying to get back in position. Not going to be able to get back on this occasion. Go back to Ultra, of course, though, in P3 at the moment. Looking at the penalty situation, let's see how it closes off. We're currently on lap 15 of 16 for this race and about to close it off in less than 3 minutes or so, and we should be at the end of this race and see who is going to take the checkered flag first. And looking to be Kinemura at the moment. It's a 15.8 second gap. Needs to go down to 9 if we want Lancer to win this. So let's see what the case is going to be, unless Kinemura gains more penalties here. It could still happen. Is more than enough time left in this race for Kinemura to get another 5 to 10 seconds of penalties and cost himself, of course, a race win, which I'm quite sure he doesn't want to do. Now follow on through these two, maybe into the final lap. See these two trying to go side by side once again, so it's going to be a battle for second place, I guess. Alright, both of them having 3 seconds of penalties. Let's see who's going to be getting it. Lancer trying to get ahead of Archer here. Archer trying to hold up that position as much as he can. And might just be all the way to the finish line with the two of them, as we do have Kinemura out in front, running his own race, of course, about to lap someone there in front. Needs to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes here on this final lap here. Lancer trying to get around Archer again. These two still a bit side by side going through. Let's see how they keep it going here. It's only a 10th between Lancer and Archer. It's going to be a battle until the finish line of scores for them at the moment, as we have our race leader should be entering into the final sector in just about a few seconds time, and of course still has enough of a gap to still win this race even with the penalty situation as it is. We got 3 drivers, that's Naismith, Kisiek, a nice one. We got Marcel as well, don't have any penalties in the race. The rest of the drivers do, and it's minimum of 3 seconds, maximum 11 seconds, and that's our race leader having had. He's still gonna win this race. He's down the back straight right now, getting through there. I think he already lapped Marcel there, who will get across the line behind of him. And we're still following on with these two here to finish off. Let's go up to our race leader Kinemura here as he gets around, and just one final turn to get around here right now. Let's see, does he get around without a penalty? He does get around without a penalty, and he's gonna cross the line to win the Chinese Grand Prix. Not a bad finish here for Kinemura. We got Lancer and Archer both coming with 3 seconds of penalties. Cape Master coming with a 3-second penalty behind them as well, and it's gonna be Lancer leading through the final turn. Archer following on behind. Lancer, of course, finishing second place on the podium, and almost a side-by-side finish with them as Archer gets across the line for P3, separated by just thousandth of a second. Not too bad with that. K-Master finishing 4th on the grid. Kisiek looking like he should be getting across. And we got some action happening on the back here as well. Who's getting across where? And it's Kisiek taking 5th. Ice One takes 6th. Kodoy finishing 7th. Naismith will finish 8th. No, he switches to 7. Kodoy goes down to 8. Nightmare Ghost takes 9th. West will take 10th on the grid. Marstar finishing 11th. And that is, of course, the finishing order here for the main race. We're gonna have a quick look at that before we get over to the end of the stream. Archer getting driver of the day. Can't say he doesn't deserve that. Was a pretty good drive from him. Alright guys, here we go. That is, I think, combined results there right about now. Let's switch it on over to the feature race results here. Kinamura, of course, taking pole position here for this race. Sorry, the 3 positions down, not a bad finish for him. Glancer finishing 2nd on the grid. Ultra finishes 3rd. K-Meister in 4th. Kisiek finishing 5th. Ice One takes 6th. Got Naismith in 7th. Got Kodoy in 8th. Nightmare Ghost in 9th. West in 10th. Marsar 11th. Ace and Govi, unfortunately, were not able to finish a race session. Unfortunate for that, but that's the way it goes either way. Thank you guys for joining us here live on the stream for this session. Remember, we did 2 streams today here on the channel, both of which are still available for a rewatch and will be available up on our YouTube channel a bit later on in a few hours time, within 24 hours, let's put it that way, because it's 2 streams. I gotta get some time to edit them, and we'll put the race portions up on YouTube. We'll put the link down in the Discord so you guys can have a look at that as well. So thank you guys again for joining on the session. I'll see you guys on the next stream we're having, which should be on Wednesday, 8 p.m. BST. I highly doubt we're having anything tomorrow. As far as we know, we don't have anything on schedule tomorrow. So until Wednesday, guys, I'll see you guys then.